Having issues this morning. Don't know what's going on, but can't tell if we're live or not here. We're going to go ahead and move this to break even going into the open there. So maybe we can just get a move straight up. Can't lose on it. So see if it'll just go. See if it'll just go at open. If we make it to open without it going back in the red. Nope, stop me out. Sorry. All right, maybe we are live here. I don't know. It's still not showing on my end whether or not we're live, so we just have to trust that we are. All right, coming into open here about 30, 40 seconds. I was looking at this kind of how we're holding this bottom here. So I was thinking that I got long there, took some heat on it, and was thinking of holding it into open, but didn't hold it there. Possibly coming back to take this liquidity that it left. I guess you can't really see that chart all that well. There we go, push through that liquidity there to the downside, kind of selling off here. Got a pivot down here on the Nasdaq at the 71, so pretty close to that pivot there. So you can see I took an overnight trade. We'll cover that in just a little bit. Took an overnight trade. Kind of trying to pop out of there, looks like. Right there at that pivot point on the NQ here. Pivot at the 4407.50 on the ES. See if this thing trades through the pivot there. Kind of getting a bouncy out of there, a little bounce. Getting a little resistance here at the pivot. ES looking a little bit stronger this morning so far. ES bouncing out of there. Holding that 44.14 level on the ES there. Trying to push back up above that 20 SMA. ES back above the 21 EMA here, approaching the 44.20 level. Nasdaq hasn't quite gotten the power to get back to that 20 EMA. Kind of watching for this potential breakout here. Might take one entry this morning. ES looking a little stronger, kind of getting a little bit denied at that 20 SMA, kind of pulling back so far. Needed to kind of break out of that area back to the upside if it's going to do it. If not, we just wait. Retesting that pivot to the downside here. ES back to the lows. Trading through the pivot now. Chopping around. Anyway, we'll go ahead and talk while we're about the trades overnight, while we're just waiting, because I don't think I'm going to trade this at all. So anyways, you can see I'm down 488 on this account. I tried to take a little... We took one of those. This is what I'm not going to be doing anymore is, you know, got short here for this little momentum play down and took $20 profit, moved my stop too quickly. Then jumped in again for the further breakdown and got burned on it for 85. So that's why this one's a little lower than the top step. So this is apex on the right, top step on the left. All the way down to the 50s here. Took a silver bullet setup between 3 and 4. Actually missed the actual silver bullet and kind of misread it now in hindsight, but you know, it happens sometimes. We'll cover that trade in a few minutes. But risk to reward on that trade, I mean, we risked around $400 for a potential $2,300 risk to reward there. So we'll kind of go over that here shortly. I'll show you guys the trade, the entry, and the thought process. ES is trying to push back up here as the Nasdaq is just continuously selling off. Nasdaq definitely looking pretty weak here. ES trying to push back up, approaching the 20 SMA on the 1 minute chart there. Let me make sure you guys, because I didn't even check to see. Let's see. Yeah. So traded through the pivot some, but the ES hitting that support area there at the 44.13. Trying to get a bit of a push back up here. ES making it above that pivot for, or not pivot, the SMA just for a moment. Just for a moment there. Made it above it. Possibly a breakout here. Pushing above the 20 SMA there on the all right, we may go ahead and take us along here. For this pushback up to the VWAP there. Into that 5101 there. Gonna be at break even now. Can't lose on it. Let's see if we can just get this push all the way through. Come on now. You know, stop me out for break even on my one entry that I take. I was almost up. I don't know what we got. Long from 84, we pushed to 95, so we were basically up $200 on that trade and got nothing. All right, we're going to try it again here. All right. Would have been a nice trade had I not moved my stop there on this entry here. I mean, we traded back into the 81. We were long from 85, or I'm sorry, yeah, 85. Would have got the full $400 there if I not moved my stop. That's what I'm trying to work on. But anyways, that's we're not going to be taking any other longs here, I don't think, until, well, we may take another one, but we're not supposed to. Got the VWAP up here at the 100 level, the 100 psych level in the VWAP. Feels bad. Move my stop way too quick there. Ah, that is just brutal. That first 15-minute candle literally has a huge wick on the bottom of it. It just turned back green. So got a potential long entry here if we trade back into this 81, 82 level. Then maybe we could take a long entry. Possibly. See what happens if we trade back into this SMA or not. Yes, getting through the VWAP there. Dog's barking. Don't know what's going on. He probably hears a bump in the night. That's what the dogs do. Of course, it's not night, but you get what I mean. You get what I mean. Trying to get through that 5100 level here. So that's kind of my problem here. Sometimes I have a very valid entry right here at the 85.75. Broke through the 20 SMA here. 15-minute chart turned from red to green at that moment. Long from 85 all the way up there at the 10. Nice 25 handle move up. And what did I do? I trailed my stop too close for no reason, really, other than just the fear of losing. And yeah, didn't work out. Well, that's okay. Let's not force anything. Pulling back into the VWAP there on the 1-minute chart. Kind of holding the VWAP there on the 3-minute chart if it can hold here. if it can hold. Probably move up, probably move up to the high of day here. Oh, I got these. Oh, wait, that's right. Well, just kind of watching what's going on here. We are on the sidelines, but that's okay. Waiting for our setup here. A little bit of a pullback here. Momentum kind of slowing to the upside here on the ES. Still going, but just seems to be slowing a bit. If you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. Appreciate it, helps the channel. Let's see here. Let me see. Let me put... I'll go ahead and put the ES up here on this side just so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about when I mention the ES here. All right, that's better. So you can see the ES kind of basing up here at the 23 level. The high is up there at 28. Potential move up to the high of day here, maybe through the 50s. If we got kind of a pullback into this VWAP area, we would consider an entry. Same thing with the ES. If it kind of traded back down to the VWAP, we would consider an entry there. Really going to be looking for the ICT Silver Bullet setup today. It's kind of what we're going to be going for. Possible, like for us to get a little pullback here into that VWAP area would be a potential entry for us. ES trying to make it up to the high of day here at the 28s. We got some liquidity resting up here at the 51.46 from that spike this morning on that news. High overnight was 51.52. A little bit of a pullback here. Let's see, 16. Man, I'd like it to pull back into the 10 level there, and I'd just put my stop below the VWAP. Really like it to pull back into the VWAP, but I don't know if that's going to happen. ES pulling back here into the 20 SMA on the 15-minute chart there. Think about taking a stab. I'd like for her to trade at least into the 10 area here. All right, I'm going to take it there. We got the 15. We'll put our stop at the VWAP there. A little more risk than I'd like to have, but see if we get this potential move up into the 40s. Of course, as soon as I take the trade, it starts pulling back to where we were thinking, huh? Only taking this century on the Apex account here. ES is trying to move up there. See it trying to make a move up. This is why I stopped trading momentum trades, because I typically get in at the top and then it doesn't go. See if it can hold this VWAP. That would have been my entry right there off the VWAP had I just been a little more patient on that. Could have got a nice little pop out of there, 5-10 handles. All right, let's see if we get this push back up here. Probably will move my stop to break even if we get the opportunity here. I'm going to reduce the risk on this here now. Just put it at $200. And reduce the risk to $80 here. If it stops us, it just stops us. Not willing to let this kind of go back red on us further than that. That's okay. like I said, breaking my rules there. Like I said, I wasn't going to do so. And of course, now it stops us out. You know, it's going to go to 50, no problem, probably. But all right, approaching the 10 a.m. hour here. Let's just wait and see what we get. Oh. Well, could have got back into the green there, but just didn't like how that was going. Didn't want it to kind of turn back down on me. About to cross the 10 o'clock hour. Let's just look for what we're here for. Let's look for the silver bullet. Oh. See if we can't get it. Giving a little bit back here on the Apex account. Well, not giving any back. Lost a little more, but that's okay. So let's just wait and see if our setup presents itself. If it does, we take it. See the ES trying to break out here. But we are coming into that 10 o'clock hour, so let's just wait. All right, let's take a look here and see what we might be looking for here. So the high from yesterday is also at 51.52. So pretty important there. Looking at this for your ICT possible silver bullet setup, we kind of want to see it sweep that high from yesterday. And then possibly, so sweep the 52 if we can get it over here. And then kind of have a shift back to the downside, and then maybe we can take this down to the lows here. Potentially. Kind of pulling back here. You have a bit of an order block here. Let's see if this order block is kind of respected. Yeah, I guess we already traded through it once. Just watching this order block on the 1 minute chart here. I'm kind of take a long off that order block there. Gonna lock in some profit as we go here. Like to see it go, obviously. I'm not super experienced with these order block entries, but I'm gonna take this one. Just gonna keep stop right there at break even. Oh, well, I guess you guys can't even see it. So only took it here on the Top Step account. Thinking we're gonna get this move up through the high a day potentially. Gonna go ahead and lock in. Locking in, what is that? 5 handles, $100. Might be moving it up. Actually, let's move it back. Let's give this thing room to go. Might hurt a little bit if we get stopped out for 20 bucks after being up over 200, but let's trust in our entry here. Need it to break out of this area, though, out of this consolidation area here that we're in. All right, now locking in 200 there. Actually, let's just leave it at 100. Don't want to get ticked out of this. Locking in a little bit here. Looking for an overshoot of the high slightly. I'll keep kind of trailing this up. Looking for this overshoot of the 52 here. Actually, let's leave our stop here. I want the full trade here. We want that 52 push. Just trailing here on the 1 minute up to the previous candle low. All right, want to see it just kind of blast right through there. Actually, let me leave this here. Let me put this back here. I don't know quite what that's locking in. Maybe $500, something like that. Come on here. All right, well, we'll take it. Considering that's an entry I'm not super comfortable with, you know, right off of the order block. You can see the order block here at the 1 minute chart. So I was looking, we got this push up, nice little pullback, and we created this order block here. And that's what I used for my entry. I noticed that these candles were trading into the midway point of this order block, and the bodies of the candles were respecting it. So I took the long off that order block there. And yeah, there you go. $510. I did not take it on the Apex account. I took it over here on the Top Step account. So see, ES went up and made a new high, 44.30 there. I fully expect. I probably trailed this up a little too close. Could have left my stop right there at 22. Probably would have been the better spot for it. So we did leave a fair value gap here on the way up. And so if it was going to kind of pull back, that's where it probably would pull back to. But so I mismanaged it a little bit, but that's okay. Locked in $500. What is that? 26 handles, 25 handles. 25 handles. So sold at 37. Probably looking at 55 here, so maybe left 15 handles on the table there, maybe another $200-300, but not gonna complain at all. We got what we were looking for there. So let's just wait, see if anything else is offered. Excuse me. I do think that the Top Step account is going to be done for today. I'm probably just going to lock this 147 and walk, because I'm literally $50 away from my drawdown starting the day. It's an end of the day drawdown, so if I made anything today, I was just going to walk with it. So I think we're going to walk on the step 2 of the Top Step. This way tomorrow will be post FOMC, and maybe we can get a little separation post FOMC there. So what we'll do is we will take this tab out of here. We're going to close this account out completely. We don't want to make an error there. And then we'll look and see if we can't get this Apex account back to positive. See if we can't work on that. Three minute. All right, just make sure we got this. So now we're going to wait for that sweep of that high there. That's what we're going to be waiting on. I'm grabbing the wrong one. There we go. So 1 minute, 3 minute. Let's check it. Yeah, looks like you guys can see both. It'll work. So what we'd like to see, I mean, we did pierce this liquidity here. So we just pierced that. So we may not take the high. If we get a shift to the downside here, we could potentially take that as a short entry, but obviously we'd like to see it pierce the high to feel a little more comfortable about it. Feeling better about the that trade there after looking at it a little closer. It's exactly what I was looking for. Well, I wasn't exactly looking for that, but it presented itself. I saw it. I'm glad I recognized it because that happened last night. I didn't go over that overnight trade with you guys, but it traded back into an order block. We swept the low. It traded back into an order block and then blasted up 60, 70 points, and I didn't take it. I waited for it to go and take the high. And then we had a market structure shift to the downside, and I took a short entry off the high, and it failed. And that's how I lost $400. So we could kind of, I mean, it wasn't a bad entry. It's the proper setup. It's what I'm looking for in that situation. But as you can see here, so let's go back down to the 1 minute. It's going to take us over a little bit. Real quick, we'll just go over this trade. So as you can see here on the 1 minute, we swept the low. We kind of double bottomed down here. We did pierce it right there. So at 130, we took that liquidity, but then we triple bottomed here. So I was expecting us to move down before moving back up. Well, what happens? We get a shift to the upside here. Order block. Trades back into it. The bodies of these candles respect the 50% level of the order block, and we blast out of it. This is my entry for the silver bullet. So I completely missed it. I sat here and watched as it blasted off, you know, from 87 all the way up to 138. So whatever that is, 40, 50 points up. We had a shift to the downside, created a fair value gap. So I put my order here, got tagged in, was up maybe 7, 8 points on it at one time. 2 contracts stopped me out for $430 loss. So kind of missed that entry last night, so that kind of was something I was paying attention to this morning. I was like, man, I need to pay more attention to those order block entries, and that's what we're looking for. Well, it's not necessarily what we're looking for, but as we see those, we're going to take them. So very similar setup here. You can see we sweep the liquidity below, we come up, down, we create an order block. This is technically an order block too, but you can see it better on the 1 minute chart here. Much better looking order block. Create an order block, trade back into it, take our long, boom. So we got the full 53. If I'd have left my stop really where it should have been, I would have got 15 more handles there. Feels bad, but what can you do? So that was your silver bullet setup playing out right there. We could have a shift to the downside here, possible entry short. Let's see what happens. I feel bad now that I didn't take that on both accounts, but what can you do? You're not going to get them all. You're not going to get them all. Somebody says they're short right now, and I don't know if I mean, not that we wouldn't take a short, but we got to see some sort of structure shift back to the downside here in a significant manner. I'm certain that this is going to be the silver bullet that we just took this morning. Sometimes those come off an order block, and that's what we got today. So your entry is 50% of the order block, and then your stop just goes below the wick of the order block. So only would have been risking 10 handles. Should have took 2 contracts, and should have taken this. So we did sweep an important high here because we swept the, if we look at the daily, you know, we swept yesterday's high here. So there's yesterday's high being taken out, as you can see. So that's an important level that we took there. So let's see what happens if we get some sort of shift to the downside. And we'll see if we can't get an entry. Nothing to do now but wait, see if this offers another entry. All the way up to 51.58 now. But we certainly left some money on the table there. I didn't take the 2 contracts here just because, you know, like I said, I'm still relatively new trading into the order blocks. So had I taken the 2 contracts, I would have taken one. I would probably trailed that one up the same. And then just put one at break even and let it kind of go up into the 60s. Nice blast out of this down here. I mean, pull back it open all the way down here. Honestly, I took that long right here for the break of the 20 SMA here. I mean, look how good that long is looking now that we moved our stop too quickly for. Long from 84.25. Maxie. My dog is trying to chew on a Dr. Pepper bottle. Come here. What's wrong with you? Come here. Come here. Oh. Oh. Maxie says hello. Talking to the mic. Say hello. Say hello. My name is Max. I am a Dachshund. Do not question if I'm a Dachshund or not. I am a Dachshund. You see these big ears and this big nose? Definitely a Dachshund. And my name is not Stuart. Haha. That's an inside joke. Only a few people will get that. Only a few people will understand that joke. I don't know if Stuart's watching or not. He may not appreciate that joke. He may not appreciate that joke. All the way up into the 70s now. Feels bad. Really, really does. Long from the 10. Long from 51.10. We take 25 handles and we're 60 handles up now. So, feels bad. Feels bad. Guys, I don't use this per se like a lot, but let's just look at this right quick. I mean, look at this. Look at this indicator printing here. I mean, literally got a buy signal here at 73 for the color change. 73, we get the buy signal. And we're up 100 handles, basically, right now. I don't use that much. That's Lux Algo trend line with breaks, and then that little buy signal is I don't even know what it is. RFDW in labels. Don't know what that is, but yeah, this thing in a trendy market, I mean, it prints right off the pivot point there. Yeah, I think that might be against YouTube's regulations there. Against the regulations, we cannot be doing that. Plus, we don't like to be made fun of, so. All right, kind of hit the top here at the 31 level on the ES there. Getting a little bit of a pullback here, potential short entry. When we get a little market shift beyond this point here. I'm going to be I'm a little nervous about this entry, to be honest with you, just because, you know, we have made this huge move up. We did sweep the prior day's high. So if this presents itself, if we get a push down here below this structure shift and we print a gap, then we will take the short entry, try to get this Apex account back to break even at least, if not into the profit. Of course, this could just be a pullback for it to go higher, right? Approaching the pivot point there. Got a pivot at 70. Where's the pivot at? Didn't quite make it to the pivot. Pivot's at 79. All right, so we got this little gap here. We're going to outline this. We're going to have a small gap left here. A little more... we got a little more displacement to the downside there. I like what we're looking like on the 3-minute chart here. Got to kind of get through that order block, but I'm going to go ahead and place my order here. Sell order there. We'll put our stop at the top of the candle that makes the fair value gap. And we'll kind of target the VWAP here. Let's see. So the risk on this one's going to be 10 handles. Let's see. 12. No, that's not 12. That's 8.5. 8.5. So if we can get tagged in up here, we are working on another gap here. So we did leave another gap here as well. I don't like the risk as much on that trade. So let's see if we can get filled up here at the 58. And I guess we will we'll take 2. Sir, can I have another? There we go. We'll take that one. We'll take 2. We'll target 30 handles on the first one, and then we'll see how far we can go on the second one there. If we can get tagged in here. If we don't get tagged in, that's fine. But this is kind of the shift in structure that we were looking for. I just realized you guys can't even really... What's going on? Can't see my face all that good. Going to push back up here. See if it... I don't know what's going on. Is the camera like not... There we go. Trading back into that gap there. Not that you guys want to see my face, to be honest, but hey. I mean, I could take the entry here at this gap, but man, I'd rather it come up to this one. So let's just wait and see. See if we get tagged in here at 58. you know, this did kind of trade back into an order block here. So we could just be offsides on this trade. But risking about $360. This will probably be the last trade of the day if we don't get it. Problem is, if you take the trade on that lower gap there, then you kind of skew your risk to reward. And my experience, most of the time, it ends up trading back up into that gap anyway. It could kind of chop around here, maybe continue lower a little bit, and then eventually trade back up into that gap anyway. So, but like I said, if not, I'm completely fine with that. So you see it traded back up into this first gap, and now it's kind of trying to move down, but I don't know. I'd rather have it up here for 2 contracts. That's what I want my risk to reward to be. Risking 8.5 for a potential, 40, 45 point move. Like 20 on the first, what is that? 29. So like 30 on the first contract and then another 19 there. All right, kind of coming back in our direction again here. Let's see if we get tagged in. Like I said, either this will be our last trade of the morning session here. Either it works or it doesn't. Either we get tagged in or we don't. We get stopped or we win. One or the other. One or the other. Maybe not necessarily in that order. Right? Well, I guess in order to win or lose, we have to get tagged in first. If we don't get tagged in, guess we can't lose, right? Really? Gonna come up to us and not tag us in there? What, we were 1 tick away? Maybe it's telling me something there. Maybe it's like, this entry, questionable. All right, now we're tagged in. Could get tagged out as quickly as we get tagged in, but let's see what happens. Really I could put my stop up to the top of that candle. I don't know. Rather just leave it where it is though. Are we 1 tick above? We'll see. See if we get stopped out here or not. Yeah, we're 1 tick above that second candle that made the gap. So, like I said, sometimes, you could put it up here, but I don't want to risk an additional $160 on this trade, or rather keep it relatively small here. So if it stops us out, it stops us out. If not, then you know, we'll look and see where we end up at here. Very similar setup to what I took overnight, honestly. What I might do here is, I don't know how much. I'm thinking 45, maybe on the first contract, and maybe we'll move this other one down if it continues down. So I'd like to get this pushed down to 45. Not going to swing for the fence on this trade like I was thinking, but unless we start to move down quickly here. So see what happens. Kind of flirting with our stop again here. And took our stop. So losing 170 times 2, that's what, 390? Maybe I should add my stop up here. If it starts to watershed down, then we'll know that maybe, I mean, stop should be okay here, really. So again, this just could have been a pullback into this kind of order block here. You can see how it respected the 50% level again and then pushed back up. So at this point, literally, it's top ticked me. Just took me out and kind of started moving back down. Thinking of possibly wow. Back to my entry there. So it literally top ticked me out. Almost makes me want to try it one more time, but keep holding this 20 SMA. Huh. I didn't even really look at the 3-minute chart here. No real fair value gap to speak of on that one. Let's look at the other ones. There was not a fair value gap there either. I mean, this actually is looking more bullish than bearish, to be honest. Let's go ahead and try long here. See if we can get a bounce off that 20 SMA for the continue higher. Okay, well, let's see what happens here. Moving up here, looking better for us here. Maybe get some of this loss back. Doubt we'll get it all back, but we can maybe get some of it back here. Really want this thing to move through that 71 level there. Not going to drop this break-even stop until it moves through that $100 $150 level. Just kind of holding the stop here right now. Give this thing room to work if we can. Obviously, can't give it too much room since we're on the apex. All right, logging in 100, 72. We're going to drop it there, guaranteeing 100. I'd like to see this push on up through the 80s if we can get it. Might even move my target higher if we get a strong push up here. Logging in like $140 here, I think. Really don't want this to, well, make it stopped out here. Well, stopped out there for $130. That's rough. This thing I hate. Oh man, I hate to keep saying that. But it's what I hate about Apex. I would not trail this up. I would just move my stop to break even. Literally move it to break even, 62. Of course, we might have gotten stopped out for break even, but let's just look and see. That's where break even would be. Man, I wanted to jump back in right there. I really did. Because kind of traded back into that fair value gap there. And was thinking about jumping back in. But all right, we're going to buy this. I'm just trying to get a little extra 5 handles up here, 5, 6 handles up. Risk, maybe $200 here. Should bounce out of here and kind of make a new high. If not, then we're just offsides there on it. But I like this entry a lot better, obviously. I'll give it a little more room here. All right, it's going to take that off there. Don't like it. Kind of FOMO'd into that one at the top. So taking it off. Got down 896 on this account here. So what we'll do, this is going to be the last trade of the day, I believe, unless something interesting presents itself. Maybe we get a big shift back to the downside here. Let's trade through this order block. Let's see. Kind of have an order block here as well. Maybe turn this gap here into kind of an inversion gap. See if it trades through it or not. Let's check our drawdown. Obviously, we're down $1,000 or $900. Drawdown still got $1,350. So I guess we haven't left too much profit on the table there.
I agree.
Oh shit!
Actually,
My bad. But anyways, yeah, I think that's probably going to be it for me this morning. I don't think I'm going to take any more trades because the ICT Silver Bullet, we kind of got it earlier. I didn't take it on both accounts. That's my fault. Should have, but did not, because this account would be probably even. I wouldn't have taken these other setups. But anyways, that's probably going to end the stream this morning. Let's go ahead and like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe. Turn on the bell notification so you're notified when I go live. Leave a comment down below, and we will see you guys next time. We'll be live at 3 a.m. and 9:20 tomorrow morning. Thanks for watching.